여러분, 어서 오세요. So for today, we'll be discussing the examples of ellipse. Problem number 1. The foci of an ellipse are -3, -6, and -3, 2. For any point on the ellipse, the sum of its distances from the foci is 14. Find the standard equation of the ellipse. Step 1, we have to list down the given. So we have foci. F sub 1 is at -3, -6, and F sub 2 is at -3, 2. And then the sum is 14. Whenever we solve word problems, the first thing that we have to ask ourselves is, how can I make use of the given to find what is unknown? Okay, so we have to make use of the foci, F sub 1 and F sub 2, for us to find the center. Remember that the midpoint of these 2 points is also the center of the ellipse. So let's use the midpoint formula. If you still remember, the midpoint formula is M. Then we have x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2. And y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. Then substitute. We can assign this as x sub 1 and y sub 1, the other ordered pair as x sub 2 and y sub 2. So we have -3 plus -3 divided by 2, and -6 plus 2 divided by 2. Simplifying, as these are like signs, -3 plus -3 is -6 divided by 2. And then -6 plus 2, they are unlike signs, so we subtract. 6 and 2 will have 4, copy the sign of -6 divided by 2. Then simplify. -6 divided by 2 is -3, and -4 divided by 2 is -2. Therefore, the midpoint of f sub 1 and f sub 2, which is also the center, is at -3 and -2. Okay, next, let's identify whether the ellipse has a horizontal or vertical graph. Now, let's look at the foci again. You always base your answer on the given. So we have the foci -3, -6, and -3 and 2. Notice that we have different y coordinates. We need to say the movement is vertical. So the ellipse is vertical. Okay, this time we'll solve for C. Now, take note that we already have the center C, or point C, at -3, -2. Now, remember that the value of C tells us of how far each focus is from the center. Now, how far is -3, -6 from the center -3, -2? That is 4 units, correct? So C is equal to 4. Here's a tip. If you're going to find the distance of 2 points which has the same x coordinate, what you'll do is just get the absolute value of the difference of the y coordinate. So we have -2 minus 2. That is the absolute value, meaning the positive of -4. So the answer is distance is equal to 4. Or again, C is equal to 4. From the given sum, we have 14. That means to say 2a is equal to 14. And for us to get the value of a, we'll divide this by 2. So cancel. A is equal to 14 divided by 2 is 7. This time we'll find the value of b using the formula b equals the square root of a squared minus c squared. Now let's just substitute. The square root of a squared, a is 7, so we'll have 7 squared, minus the square root of 4, which is 4 squared. 7 times 7 is 49, minus 4 times 4, that is 16. Then subtract. 49 minus 16 is the square root of 33. Since 33 is not a perfect square, no need to express it into decimal. So we'll have b is equal to square root of 33. The following are what we need to determine the standard form of the equation of the ellipse. So we have the value of a equals 7, b equals the square root of 33, and the ellipse is vertical. Now, since the ellipse is vertical, we'll make use of the form the quantity of x minus h squared over b squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared over a squared equals 1. Let's substitute. X minus h is from the center, so we have hk, just like the circle. H is -3, so we'll have -3 squared all over. B is the square root of 33, so that is the square of the square root of 33 plus y minus k is -2, so we'll have y minus -2 squared all over a squared. A is 7, so we'll have 7 squared equals 1. Just for clarification, when we have the square of the square root of 33, what we actually do, if we'll take it step by step, is multiply the square root of 33 times itself the square root of 33, and then multiply these numbers. 33 times 33, that will give us 1089, and then get the square root of 1089, which is also 33. So as a shortcut, whenever you see a square root and its square, just cancel, and the answer is the number itself. Another clarification, we have x minus the quantity of -3. This is subtraction, so if we're going to follow the rules in integers, this is actually x minus, change the sign of the subtrahend, the second number or the second term. This becomes positive, not negative, this becomes positive. And then proceed to addition. So x plus 3, meaning if you see minus negative, it automatically becomes plus.